Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue on with Mesmalie. So I didn't understand how the game was set up. It's set up as like a visual novel, so these are all chapters that you can come back to. And what I'm guessing with the star is that you've gotten all the secrets there, is what I'm assuming. So if I were to go back here, I could continue from where I left off. Okay, so yeah, I have to do this again. So we'll do that. So a few things that I noticed while reading this again. The thunder, there's a thunderstorm coming, right? They each drank some sort of concoction and they went into the rooms to slumber, and they will awaken to the sound of thunder. Okay, interesting. Let me skip through all of your dialogue in this room real quick. Okay, so I'm back to where I was in the last episode. You see Mesmer outside. Her back is turned to the house and she's staring into the woods. Effigy to reform. So I went through all the steps of saying no. Wait a second. So I wonder if that'll affect how she knows that I have the option to leave. Lean down and look into the cage, it's empty. So maybe she'll treat me a little bit nicer. Especially after I've destroyed her house. Okay, let's go back into the back door. Because I think there's nothing else in here. You'll never know what's upstairs, huh? Okay. Let's go outside. Sigh. Promises made that can't be kept because the only people who can help you don't want to do that. Oh, so sad. Don't guilt trip me. How very, very sad. Oh, I didn't see you there. So the fact that you came out here instead of leaving, I assume you want to continue our sessions ultimately, yes? Well, I'm delighted. About the ritual, for now just keep it in the back of your mind. How I'm gonna sacrifice you to some elder god. We'll resume practice and then you can reconsider it later. Just know that I do expect you to partake if we continue. So we will continue where we left off. And this time I won't throw any vials at you. Well, that's big of you. Promise? Yes, I promise. Though if I do try dodging, I won't. That's what you should do if I were to. But I won't. If you're ready, just close your eyes. Same spiel as before. Okay, I'm in position. Open your eyes. Like I said, one more round of this to finish off. Before we proceed to the next, though don't worry, this time won't be as intense. Let's give that arm a workout. You know the drill, I'll wait for you to, you know. Ready your magic again. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Decent technique. This is actually the best anybody has ever done, Mesmer. Oh my god, this is the one I always mess up on. Except it's like a completely new game. Don't worry, I'm a COD MLG god. It's just as easy as 360 no-scoping all the noobs. What's wrong with me? But I didn't throw any vials directly at you this time. Oh no, I'm using up my inner soul or something every time I use magic. At least not on purpose. None of those last few vials hit you anyway. At least you did impeccably just now. No remarks there. Your magic is in top form. But are you okay? My arm hurts. Wait, what is this stuff? Oh, this is the settings. Okay. Okay, which my arm hurts is the correct one. Let's do the second one. Ooh, hit. I assume you suffered some extra damage from those cuts earlier. and straining your magic just now must have exerted more pain. Oh dear, hold on. I have something for this too. Can I shoot you? Another remedy following another of Melody's potion recipes. You seem to be filling me up with a bunch of unknown liquids, Mesmer. Almost like you're readying me for some sort of ritual. Okay, your pain should be easy now. Get up. So, how do you feel? What was that? As I said, one of Melody's other remedies. A simple healing concoction. Or I think it just numbs the pain. Either way, it should render your arm usable again. As I see you're no longer quivering, I can assume it worked. It tasted disgusting. I followed Melody's recipe very closely. Blame her for the taste, not I. Or try making it yourself instead. Maybe another day if you wish to practice potion craft. But for now, let's focus where you shine brightest. Well, I suppose we can call it close to the session. Truly sorry. That was the achievements I got. We had a few bumps along the way, all this sweat, broken glass, blood, but you're on a great track so far, and if you partake in the ritual later, you won't need more practice than this. It's been such a joy seeing your magic blossom. To think how far you've come today, it makes my heart swell. I'll be honest, I'm still not sure what all of this is supposed to be teaching me. You feel that way, huh? You feel no more in control of your ability than you felt this morning? Even with our practice? These potions will wear off, right? Well, that might be true, but they help you to, you know, they're like training wheels. Eventually you'll be able to kick them off. And I haven't even seen you cast a spell once. I understand. Despite all this practice, you feel no closer to truly grasping it. You've demonstrated your ability, but something is lacking, and I know exactly what. You're itching for a practical use case, aren't you? I'm trying to find out what the lore of what she is. What if she isn't a witch at all, but someone who hates witches? And this stuff that she's going through is like a way to, like, you can't kill a witch. You have to go through all these steps to kill a witch. Not just with the goal of training your magic, an actual tangible end result. A pure demonstration of your magic. A real world scenario. That's what's lacking in your training. And as luck have it, it just so happens that for our ritual later on, you'll have to rob a bank. There's something we need to prepare, and we'll find it in these very woods behind my house. That will be the third session. But for now, well done, applause, all the laurels to you and such. If you wish to rest a bit, we may return inside. Or head straight into the woods for our third and last session. Up to you. I'm really eager to continue. But don't let that sway your decision. But I am so eager. Alright. Ooh, I have a brain. The brain disappeared. Story of my life. Okay. There is also apparently an achievement for destroying all the stuff before the shovel comes back. Let's go back into the... Oh, hey, you wish to take a quick break inside? Well, I offered that. Let's return inside momentarily. Mesmer, you need to work on your obviousness. Between sessions, itching to head into the woods behind the house. Tell me, what would you like to discuss? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Me? What is it about me you'd like to ask? Very pretty. Well, I need to work on my obviousness. Very weird. What are these things? What are those things in your hair? What, eyebrows? Sorry, I like you, but you're not at the acquaintanceship level to ask that. Maybe I can tell you another day after the ritual, but until then, keep wondering. What is it about me that you'd like to ask? Well, can ask again? Okay, she doesn't change her thing. Okay, very weird. You're very weird, as I've been told. What is it about me you'd like to ask? Very pretty, as I've been told. What is it? That's it? Nothing. Yes, there's not much to discuss on that topic. What would you like to discuss? Your house. My house? Oh yes, this is my house. I wasn't just like, you know, vagrantly living in here for some reason. Oh, our house? What would you like to know about the house? Renting your own in. Yeah, let's talk about the economy. It's ours. Just ours. Already paid off? I don't know. Why are you interested in that? Also, does the property extend to the woods behind the house, or is that not part of the square footage? I'm the wrong person to ask these things because I don't actually own this house. Can we go back to magic? Just magic, pretty please. Let's ask about the house again. Okay, anything nearby? There's lots to see around here, especially in the woods in the back where I'm really eager to be there in the middle of nowhere. Like the telephone booth, the bus stop by the telephone booth, the bus that comes and goes at the bus stop by the telephone booth, the city the bus transfers to and fro where you're presumably from. You should know what's nearby. There's plenty of nothing in the middle of nowhere. What would you like to know? The hallway mirror. Right, I forgot I taped over it. It blended in as just my reflection. Why would one need a mirror anyhow? You've seen yourself once, you know what you look like. Then the mirror just becomes a pointless waste of photons bouncing around. Doesn't the taping bother the other two? Well, I haven't heard any complaints thus far, so presumably it's fine. So either they're dead or they're just really ugly. What would you like to know about the house? There was another dialogue option, but I think that just ends it. Okay. Ritual. So you have questions about the augmentation ritual, huh? Understandably so. What is it that you would like to know then? Can you recite it to me again? Does this go through the entire thing again? It's pinned to the fridge in the kitchen. Feel free to read it over it again at your own pace. That's nice. Possibly reconsidering participating later? Remember, if you linger for the third session, you will be performing the ritual. Well, this might disappoint you. I can't answer that for myself. I haven't done my part of it yet. What I do know, however, is that the end result will feel amazing. One's own magique augmented at least tenfold. That has to feel good, as in just factually. You felt it today, how your magic augmented in our first session. I'm not interested in power, I'm interested in, consistency. A small town, Adobe flats for my girl. That augmentation from a simple concoction, the actual ritual will have that effect many times over. And the stronger magique will be permanent, unlike that concoction. I'll just tell you this. You ought to be excited for it and thankful for the opportunity, yeah? You sound like a used magique salesman, Mesmer. And then left incomplete. I'm not entirely proud of it. I didn't feel I was ready to conduct my part of it yet. I still feel that way, which is why I'd like you to take my role. Explaining that to the other two might be awkward, but I'm sure they'll understand. I think they'll come around quickly to liking you. Okay, I've talked about your house ritual, nothing. Okay, can we head into the woods then? No blood or anything. Guess that creature must have finally left its cage. How peculiar. Though breaking the news to Murph will suck, to put it plainly. An odd sensation tickles your brain. You don't know what it is. Murph might not be happy with you magicking these cages, but I'm sure she'll understand it's for magical practice, so go ham. Being sitting on you just how many cages there are here. Whoop. I wasn't done destroying the house. Is there there's not a magic shortcut. I tried M and I'm all out of ideas. It's an uphill battle. You think you begin to see the wall behind the remaining piles of cages. That just tells me I need to keep on going. Mama didn't raise no quitter. It's at this point that you remark that the cages are surprisingly clean. Almost as if they were waiting for someone. I'd like to just say you're not really supposed to go back there. But if you must, just make sure not to touch anything, okay? Is there a way to save? Okay. Stacks and stacks and stacks of empty cages lining the wall. There's no way you're getting through these. Bandages slightly unrolled and hanging from the table. A lone pair of scissors. A cloth stretches over the table. There are darkened stains in the middle. Alright, let's go back. Can I not talk about what the hell that was? No? Alright, nothing. Alright. See, that would be my cue to get the fuck out, but I'll do anything for that Mojik. Oh, do you take a closer look at the books? Oh, I can go up to the middle steps now. Writing the incantation. Why the incantation poem? The incantation poem is an essential component of any good ritual. I don't know. I forgot how to read poem. It helps you and your covenanters get in the right mindset to carry out your rituals. Who doesn't love a good recital? Before we start, it is important to know that the incantation has minimal effect on the actual outcome of the ritual. Many other involved steps are far more important, such as the minds of those involved. A good incantation poem merely buffs other factors. Oh my god. It's got chapters. In this book you will learn about the key components of writing an incantation, several examples of famous ritual poems, and a list of themes to draw from in need of inspiration. The rule of cool. Okay. The why me question. Magic is potent in all individuals, but accessed differently by each. Some may need to tap into certain emotions to make consistent use of this ability, however it is still there regardless. The lack of a magical ability is dismissed by most as lacking innate talents others possess, but that is not true by any means. Rigorous practice and continuous self-reflection are vital tools in unlocking magical abilities in most feelingly trained individuals. Feelingly untrained individuals. However, people in modern societies often feel they lack time to dedicate to these practices, as the common people's perception of magic is continuously fleeting. What one must understand is that it takes time and dedication to reach any further level of proficiency. Magic is an innate ability to all the ability to manifest will into the world. All one has to do is cultivate it. I see you. The witch is sleeping. How far can you go without waking it up? I see you. Okay, so I've only gone into the middle step. And I'm guessing there's not going to be anything new in here, right? But I can read the, the ritual poem here now. Magic in session day after day, once time through this training gets taken away. For the witches who wishes to hasten their practice, an augmentation ritual must be performed in exactness. Okay, yeah. To the waking world. Alright, let's continue the third session then. So are you ready for what's next? Just a quick stroll through the woods, our third session, then the ritual. So let's go, I'm ready. Which one had more aura, guys? Me or Mesmer? And don't say Mesmer just because you think she's cute. The woods. Dun 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 dun. Hum hum. The woods. I have been looking forward to this. Do say, have you given more thoughts to the ritual? Still unsure. Well, you're still here by my side, are you not? If you're willing to see our sessions through to the end, the ritual will be a part of that. That is just how it is. And it would be especially pointless to do our third session otherwise, as we will be preparing an essential step for this ritual. Keep that in mind as we proceed. So the third session, you may recall earlier the ritual, 3 witches and animal soul to guide each, blah blah, something like that. That's exactly what the session will, I'm gonna find an animal, will revolve around. So if you are to take my place in the ritual later, well, it's not an if, you will be doing it. Well, then we need to find this animal soul for your part. And it is here in the woods behind my house that we will find it. I just, don't make me be a fucking squirrel, that's all I ask. Animals constantly wander through here. Or at least they used to till recently. These days I see them wander through the woods far less often. I don't know why that is. Probably because you're, I don't know, you're doing some weird scissor stuff with them. So it might be somewhat of a challenge to find this animal soul for you. Thus we'll need to make some preparations. And those preparations are... elaborate on animal soul. Oh, hey, well, it's a bit difficult to explain in a way that might suffice for you right now. As a man of ethic considerations, don't worry about it for now, okay? I'll explain that part later when it's actually relevant. So I believe I was about to explain what we'll be doing here, yes. Explain preparations. Okay, so... 2 facts. A, we need to find an animal soul for your part of the ritual later. However, it will be a pain in the butt to find one here. As I said, I don't see any critters wander these woods as often as I'd used to, but I do keep finding traces of animals wandering here regardless, albeit more sparsely. Nibbled bush leaves, eaten berries. I don't know, there must be some animals here. We just have to find one somehow. So we need to be alert for any movements. For this, I have begun some preparations. Hey Mesmer, you're an animal. You're a human being. Can I use your soul? What the fuck is that thing? I almost said these bells. Handcrafted by yours truly. Throughout this part of the woods, we'll hook him to a few tripwire setups. Then if an animal... just for the sake of your imagination here, what kind of animal do you like? Yeah. Mesmer, will you still love me if I was a worm? Oh, hey, no. Nothing as minuscule as a worm. Far beneath you. Well, thank you for the compliment. Humans. Well, okay, sure, let's go with that. A man's soul won't work for the ritual, but just pretend it's an animal soul, okay? What if I had a woman's soul, Mesmer? Anywho, animal move around these woods, trips the wires, bell emits sound, and we'll know where to go looking for it. Thank you for Eli5ing it for me. Though, well, even if the bells do startle the animals and it runs off, we'll at least know how one is active. We'll at least know one is active in these woods. Of course, that's not all. We will also need to set up a trap for this animal, such that if the bells do scare it off, or maybe perhaps even in the case that it just stumbles into the trap on its own, making our bell setup knots. In either case, we'll at least have it by then, and then we can prepare for the ritual. What happens next? This sounds so sarcastic. Solid plan, Mesmer. Oh, that sort of thought is for later. Totally irrelevant for now. Need to put your mind to it yet. Let's worry about finding this animal soul in the first place. Yeah. I wonder why we don't need to think about it right now. Like I said, I already began some preparations for all this, though I didn't get very far, so there's plenty for us to do together. Let's move along now into the woods. We'll stumble upon my unfinished preparations as we stroll through. Like walk into a guillotine or something. Maybe we'll even see an animal on the way. Maybe we'll even find love, even if that void any need for setup. Count on it not happening. You take the lead. I'll be right behind you. Oh! Mesmer! I have a Mesmer icon. Hum. Hi, have we met? We haven't even moved. I'm right behind you, don't worry. Just pick a path for us, we'll wind up at my prep either way. And along the way, if something makes you go, what the devil is that, Mesmer? Then just point and turn around to ask me. Let's move on. The charms. You may recognize these from outside the front door. One form for each of us Coveners. These ones cover the whole woods, I believe. Giving us good health, warding off evil, and the likes. May their magic guide the remainder of the day. So there's Mesmer, there's Malady, and there's Murphy. Okay, well, people tend to go right. So the game probably wants to go left, but I'm gonna go right. Only you can start forest fires. Berry bush. Blue but not quite blueberry berries. Blueberry berries glisten in the bush. Right here, first bell. Hold on to this wire for me while I hook it up. Okay, that's the first one set up. Now something to take note of. Each of these bells should resonate at a different pitch. Makes it easier to tell which one gets activated. So gently tug at it and familiarize yourself with its pitch. That bell that we just set up, give it a tug to familiarize yourself with its ring. Don't tell me to give it a tug, Mesmer. The bell. Ring the bell. She fucking hates me. Superb. Just give it a few more rings if you still haven't memorized its tune. Now on to the next couple of bells. Likewise, we'll find them strewn around here. So let's get a move on. Again, just take the lead. I'll be right behind you. Oh, god damn it. Oh, do be careful not to trip over the wires. I am fine with ringing the bells on their own, I implore it even. But I don't want to risk breaking the wires. Carry on. Yellow and pinkish berries glisten in the bush. They smell like pineapple up close. I wonder if she gets annoyed if I keep on doing that. Perhaps don't ring it so aggressively. You might scare our potential animal soul away. Look, Mesmer, you can have my fucking soul, but you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to go through like SpongeBob and Squidward levels of annoyingness to get it. Kind of creepy. White bane berries, also referred to as doll's eyes. You do not want to eat those. They are very toxic and don't provide much use in brewery. I just think that they're very pretty. So Murphy planted a bunch for me, much to my surprise. She was like, hey, walk along your usual path, and then they were beautiful little eyes glistening between the trees. Well, that was very nice of her. And again, you do not want to eat these. I mean that. Don't even touch these. They're placed very delicately. Though now that we stand here, it gives me an idea for some practice we could do. After all, we don't want you getting rusty between sessions. If you care to indulge, that is. I'm up for anything. Okay, then let's just go between the plants. Into the woods off the path, where no one will find your body. Here, I don't mind if you train your magic on these off the path. Consider this a mini session. I'll get behind you and spin you around. And as you spin, you try to magic as many of the little eyes as possible. I'll keep score of this for you. Of course, getting all of them is nigh impossible, so don't fret about that. In fact, try to get as many as possible in each stroke of your magic. Allow the eyes to align and I'll give you even more points. That explanation should suffice, yes? Then let's get started. Let's get started! Readying your magic. What if I just stop immediately? Is this what Osu's like? But way easier, I should say. By the way, if you play Osu and you think it's way harder, that's called a joke. It's called a joke. How long does this go? Oh fuck. That should be enough spinning for you right now. Your magic is definitely no longer weak. There's a little left to improve. Well, as long as the effect of those concoctions lasts, that is. Maybe, just maybe, we can squeeze a bit more out of you. These were weird things to say. If you could attain mayhaps 1,000 points? I wonder what would have happened then. Well, nothing really. I hadn't had time to prepare anything for that case. Let's just carry on. But now I want 1,000 points. Mesmer shoves your arm off aim. No. But shall we go again? Let's do it. I think it's better to wait to align them, but then might as well like how many do I have? I have 600. No! That should be enough spinning for Grand Out. That wasn't even that much more than I had to begin with. You know what? I'm gonna do that later.